Welcome students to online classes of mathematics for class 9th. In this video we are going to study chapter number 14, which is statistics of NCERT textbook. Here we will be looking at the exercise 14.2 and we'll do the remaining question of exercise 14.2. This was the session number 3 for this particular chapter. Myself Deepak Gautam, GT Mathematics in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. So let's start with our today's class. The chapter number 14, statistics, is divided into total 5 subtopics which are listed here, out of which we have already covered the first 2 subtopics in the previous session. Okay, we are starting now the presentation of the data. Okay, based on this we were doing the exercise 14.2. Now let's move to the exercise 14. Since we have already done the first 3 questions of exercise 14.2 in the previous session, that is in session number 2, now we're going to start with the fourth question, which is the height of 50 students measured to the nearest centimeter have been found to be as follows. Okay, so the size of the data is 50. Okay, the height of the 50 student is in centimeter is given below. Okay, which is 61, 50, 161, 150, 154, 165 and so on till this 159. Okay, so we are asked to do 2 things here. First is represent the given data given above by the grouped frequency distribution table, and we are also given the class interval should be 60 to 60, 160 to 165, 165 to 170. Okay, so let's start its answer, and we are also asked what can you conclude from about their height from the table. Okay, so let's first draw its grouped frequency distribution table with the interval 60 to 165. Okay, so that's the frequency distribution table for this question. Okay, we have started with the interval, like with the lowest height in centimeter we are given as 150 here. Okay, so first interval that we have chosen is 150 to 155, then 155 to 160, then 160 to 165, 165 to 170 and 170 to 175. Okay, then we have counted the number of students which belong to in each interval. Okay, like in 150 to 155 we have 12, then 155 to 169 and so on. Okay, we have to add all this frequency and it should be equals to the actual size of the data, that is 50 student, and it is also coming as 50 student. Okay, that means we can assume that we have done it correctly. Okay, so this is the answer of the part 1 of question number 4, where we are asked to represent data in group frequency distribution table. Second one is what can you conclude from the data given above. The conclusion from here can be, out of 50 students, the most students are lying between in this interval. Okay, that is 160 to 175. Okay, this is 14 plus 10 is 24, 24 plus 9 is 29. Okay, so the most of the students are lying between, that is above 60 centimeter. Okay, you can draw some more conclusion that there are very few students which are between 70 to 75. Okay, and most number of the students are between 160 to 165. Okay, so there are various conclusions that you can draw from here. Okay, you can write them according to yourself. So answer for the second one is, one conclusion is that most numbers of students are between height 160 to 165 centimeter, 160 to 165 centimeter. Another conclusion can be from here that most of the students are above 160 centimeter. Okay, most of these students are, okay, when you write this, students are above 160 centimeter. Okay, there can be other conclusion like the least number of students are between 170 to 175 centimeter. Okay, so these are the few conclusions that you can draw from this table. Okay, that is most of the students are lying in this interval, most of the students are more than 160 and least number of students are of height 170 to 175 centimeter. Okay, so that's the answer for question number 4. Now moving to the next one, which is question number 5. It says a study was conducted to find out the concentration of sulfur dioxide in the air in parts per million. Okay, in the 1 million particle, what is the parts of the sulfur dioxide? Okay, so this data is collected for a city. The data obtained for 30 days is as follow. Okay, this data is belong to the same city which is recorded for the span of 30 days. Okay, so this is given as 0.03, 0.08, 0.08, 0.09 and so on till 0.04. Okay, so what we have to do is first make a group frequency distribution table for this data with class interval as 0.00 to 0.04, then 0.04 to 0.08 and so on. Okay, then how many days was the concentration of sulfur dioxide was more than 1.1 parts per million. Okay, so let's first draw its frequency distribution table. Okay, so that's our table for this information. Like we have divided the interval from 0.0 to 0.04, 0.04 to 0.08, then 0.08 to 0.12 and 0.12 to 0.16 and so on till 0.024. Okay, then we have marked each data in their respective interval. Okay, like we have 0.04, we have 4, 0.04 to 0.08 we have 9, and then 9, 2, 4 and 2. Okay, so that's the answer of the part 1 of question number 5, in which we are asked to represent this data using grouped frequency distribution table. Okay, now next is how many days was the concentration of sulfur dioxide was more than 0.11. okay, we can say that it is here in this last 3 we have 2 days, 4 days and 2 days. So that means total combined 8 days the concentration of sulfur dioxide was more than 0.11. okay, so we can write part second is the concentration of sulfur dioxide was more than 0.11 ppm, that is parts per million, for 8 days. Okay, that's the answer of the question number 5. Now moving to the next question. Question number 6 is 3 coins were tossed 30 times simultaneously. Each time the number of heads occurring was noted down as follows. Okay, so 3 coins were tossed simultaneously and the number of heads each time we got is noted down here. So we are asked to prepare a frequency distribution table for this one. Okay, now we have to prepare frequency distribution table, not the group frequency distribution table. Okay, so let's draw its frequency distribution table now. Heads and their frequency. Number of heads is 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so we got 0 times number of heads 6 times, we got 1 heads 10 times, we have 2 heads 9 times and all 3 heads 5 times. Okay, when you add all these 3 you will get their total as 30, as the number of times the coin toss is also 30. Okay, we were not asked to draw any conclusion from here. We were asked to just draw this frequency distribution table. That's the answer for the question number 6. Okay, now moving to the next question. Question number 7 is the value of pi up to 50 decimal places is given below. Okay, that's the value of pi, that is 3.141 and so on, and it will keep going on and on. Okay, so first 50 decimal places are given here. Okay, so you're asked to write, make a frequency distribution table of the digits from 0 to 9 after the decimal point. Okay, and then next you're asked what are the most and the least frequently occurring digits. So first we have to draw its frequency distribution table for each digit from 0 to 9. Okay, so let's draw its frequency distribution table first. So that's its frequency distribution table. We have mark the digits here and then frequency. Okay, first we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, all the digits, okay, in the decimal expansion of the value of pi. Okay, so this 0 has appeared only 2 times, this 1 at the end and 1 in the between here. Okay, 1 appear 5 times. Okay, similarly 2 appear 5 times, 3 appear 8 times, 4 appear 4 times, 5 appear 5 times, 6 4 times, 7 4 times, 8 5 times and 9 8 times. Okay, so that's the frequency distribution table for this one. Okay, that's the answer 7 part 1. Now you're asked what is the most and the least frequently occurring digit. The most occurring digit is, we have this 3 and 9, both appears 2 times. Okay, and we have 0 appearing only, both have appear 8 times and 0 is appearing only 2 times. So the answer for this one is most occurring digit is 3 and 9 and least occurring digit is 0. So let's write the answer number 2. The most frequently occurring digits are 3 and 9, while least occurring digit is 0. Okay, 3 and 9 appearing both 8 times and the 0 is appearing only 2 times. So that's the answer for the question number 7. Now moving to the next. We have 30 children were asked about the number of hours they watched TV programs in the previous week. Okay, 30 students were taken. Okay, they were asked number of hours they watched TV program, okay, in the previous week. The result was found as below. Okay, some students watch only for 1 hour, some watch for 6 hours, some for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 12 hours, and so on till the last one is 12 hours. Okay, so first we are asked to make a group frequency distribution table. Okay, group frequency distribution table means we need to make the intervals here. Okay, taking class width 5 and one of the class interval as 5 to 10. Okay, class width that means the gap between the upper and the lower limit should be 5 and the one of the interval should be 5 to 10. Then how many children watch television for 15 or more hours a week? So let's first do a group frequency distribution table. So that's the group frequency distribution table. We have taken the class width as 5 and the one of the interval is, as you can see, is 5 to 10. Okay, so we have 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 and 15 to 20. Okay, the frequency of each we have noted down. 0 to 5 is 10, 5 to 10 is 13 and 10 to 15 is 5 and 15 to 20 is 2. Okay, you have to observe and go through this data and you have to find out how many students are between this each interval. Okay, I have directly written it here for you. Okay, but you have to go through this all the data to identify the frequency of each interval. Okay, so that's the answer of part 1 of question number 8. Next, you are how many children watch television for more than 15 hours. So more than 15 hours is this one. So there is only 2 children who is watching TV more than 15 hours. Okay, answer for this one is there are 2 children who are watching or who watched TV for more than 15 hours in last week. Okay, so that's the answer of the question number 8. Now moving to the next and the last question of this exercise, we have a company manufactures car batteries of a particular type. The lives in year of 40 such batteries were recorded as follows. Okay, so a company is making batteries for car, okay, and their lives in year of 40 such battery were recorded as follows. Okay, so one battery survived only 2.6 year, other survived 3 years, and the next survived 3.7, and so on. Okay, till last one is 3.6. Question is we have to do here is construct a group frequency distribution table for this data using class interval size 0.5, and one of the intervals should be 2 to 2.5. Okay, so just we have to draw its group frequency distribution table. We are not to asked to draw any conclusion from here. Okay, so let's draw its group frequency distribution table now. So that's the group frequency distribution table for this question. As the smallest number is more than 2, so we have started with 2.0 to 2.5, 2.5 to 3.0, 3.0 to 3.5, and so on. Okay, and then we have marked the frequency for each interval. Okay, after adding all this number you should get 30, which is the size of our okay, I think this should be 50, sorry, 40. Okay, make it 40 here. I have written it incorrectly. Okay, so when you add all this you should get this 40 as the size of our data is 40 already. Okay, so that's the answer for the question number 9, and with this we have completed all the question of exercise 14.2. okay, now you have to practice all this question multiple times so that you understand them better. Okay, so that's all for now. Thanks for joining here, everyone.